I'm going to show you how you can be multiple in the diamond formation. All right, so multiple meaning multiple formations. It's always easier to add formations than it is plays. So get good at a couple plays and then run those plays out of different formations. I'll go through and show some of these plays quickly towards the end, but we do have a video on how to win with the diamond formation, which goes over these 8 plays pretty in depth. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check that out. So you could get good at these core plays and then run them out of these formations. Now let's start with the base formation. I'm not going to spend too much time on this base formation, but it's great because it forces the defense to defend both sides. You could go where you have player advantage. If this side of the line is better than their D line, you could run that way, or vice versa. It's balanced, it's compressed, so it forces them to defend both sides of the field. Another nice change up you could do is you could go to a spread diamond formation. You could take the tight ends, split them out. All right, you could compress them down a little bit. You could split them out wide to have the corner, kind of pull the corner out of the play. Plays I do like out of this. I'll draw some stuff up as we go. I do like crack toss out of this. All right, so you could just toss here, or you could have him lead block. You could hand here. So there's a lot of options there, but it's a little bit easier to run sweep when you go spread because otherwise this kid's going to have to reach and seal. Whereas he has a nice down blocking angle. So you could down block here and then have this kid block the corner. So I personally think the passing attack is better out of the B spread because then you could work, if you have a good split end, you could kind of work them one-on-one with the corner. There's a lot of different options here. So you could still run power, you could still run ISO, you could still run trap. So you could still run the same core plays with a completely different formation. And that gives the defense another formation that they have to prepare for, that they have to align to. So the spread diamond formation is great. It kind of pulls the corners out of the box, doesn't let them insert themselves in the run game. If you got good receivers, it's a good idea to keep spread them out. And maybe you could work some one-on-ones. You could spread him out here. If you could win vertically, win vertically. If you want to throw a slant, you could throw a slant. There's a lot of different options there. And then you have great blocking angles on sweeps. Now let's go heavy diamond formation. Now this is one of my favorite formations. If we say heavy right, the left tackle goes over to the right. If we say heavy left, the right tackle would go over to the left. So what this does is it forces the defense to have to defend a 4-man surface here. This line is obviously unbalanced, so it creates another gap. You have multiple different blocking schemes you can implement. You can implement double teams. You could down block kick. There's all kinds of stuff. You will create natural running lanes when you throw a 4-man surface at the defense. When I say 4-man blocking surface, that means 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 blockers on the line of scrimmage. So we could consider that a 4-man surface. So again, heavy right, left tackle goes to the right, heavy left, right tackle goes to the left. That's how we would do it. This tight end's still eligible. A lot of teams won't cover him or will forget about him. And then, you could take advantage of that. So you could see if the team doesn't shift, you could see how they're outnumbered. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over pretty much 4. So you have a +2 advantage. So even if they shift, you still probably have a +1 advantage. So this is a really nasty formation, guys. And even if they do shift, you still have the ability to go this way. Just because it's just a 2-man surface doesn't mean you can't pull this guard and have both backs block this way. So, if they overshift, you could pull this guard, okay, have him kick out or insert whatever you wanted to do. You could pull him, and you could have 1, 2 lead blockers or 1, 2 lead blockers that way. So, if they shift, you could do something. Let's wrap him. Let's kick out here and let's lead through. And then boom. So you're getting 3 blockers +2, so you got a 5-man surface over 2 or 3 defenders. So that's just a nice little change up too. And again, you could run power, ISO, all your core plays. You run them out of this formation. So that's 3 formations already that allow you not to change much with your scheme, but it forces the defense to have to defend 3 things. All right. Double sniffer, very good for inside running. In my opinion, this is really nasty. It's a little easier to kick out when you move these players up. For example, like he has a very good kick out angle here. Or if you're kicking out this kid, then he has a very good angle to kick out here because he's tight. He could really hit that inside leverage angle. Whereas if this kid is here, he doesn't really have a good angle to block that. So I think it's great. It's a little better for them to cheat up. Gives them a little bit better blocking angles. You could utilize different, he doesn't have to be right over the guard. He could be here. You could utilize double teams here, insert here. ISO will hit faster. Whereas if you're running ISO power this way, right? By the time he meets this kid, it's going to be at the line of scrimmage, right? So at least when he's up here, let's draw the ISO up. We're gonna get it. Let's double this. You don't have to, but walk back here, here, and then boom, he'll meet him up here. So, he won't allow for penetration because he's able to engage in that block much quicker. So that's a double sniffer. I like it for trap, wham blocks. He could block out. He could block down here. You could put him here. He could block down here. You could even move them out a little bit wider. Oops. You could move them even out a little bit wider. And then you could seal. So there's a lot of different options here with that. So yeah, I like the double snip. You could even do this, kind of give it like a beast look. There's a lot you can do by putting these kids here. Again, I really like the wham block. Insert this kid through. And then just run right up here. There's so much options here. And again, you just run your core plays, your power, your counter, your ISO, your traps right out of this. So that's a fourth formation that the defense has to account for. Here's a little bit of an oddball one. This is, being a big fan of the Beast offense, direct snap stuff. I really like this. Beast diamond. We're still maintaining the diamond look. We're just not doing it around our quarterback. We're kind of offsetting it. And this is a very tough formation for the defense to align to, too, because you have a three-man surface to each side, but you also have three backfield players to one side, too. So the strength is here, but there's still a three-man surface here, so you can't overshift to that because this is still pretty strong. Obviously, this is the strong side, but the line's balanced. The three-man surface to this side is still pretty strong. So, and you could pull players from this way. You could compress this diamond a little bit more. Again, you can move this anywhere you want to. You could diamond it up like this, and then you could pull the defense over shifts. You pull him, you could pull him, you could run this way. You could pull him, wrap him, hand to him. So, there's a lot of options with the diamond beast formation, okay? So we would call this beast diamond. And then direct snap, you could take out your quarterback, put a running back here. If you have a mobile quarterback, you could run him. All right, you could run him on a sweep. You could run him on a power. You could run him inside. You could run him on some counter coming back the other way. You could sweep him, have a throw a pass. There's a lot of different passing combinations out of this. One I would like would be something like this. A lot of options here, guys. A lot of options. So, like the beast diamond formation. Why we're here, I'll go through. This is power out of diamond, out of base. You could easily run this out of the double sniffer. You could put the diamond, you could go spread diamond. So you could run this play out of any of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 formations I just showed you. Same thing with trap, long trap. You could run it out of any alignment. It's a little harder to run it at a sniffer, even though you could just move this kid back a little bit. But again, you could run this play out of all those formations. QB trap, you could run that play out of any alignment. Okay, counter, you could run counter out of any of those 5 formations. You could run ISO out of any of those 5 formations. ISO looks nasty when you do it like this, right? You move these kids up in the sniffer spot. Boom, run ISO like that. That's nice look. Power pass. Okay, you could run power pass. If you were to go spread, maybe you turn this into a vertical, all right? Because it's a little harder to run a corner route when you're compressed wide, or you're not compressed, you're split out wide. So you will have to adjust some passing out of that, but just make this kid go vertical, and you can still get the high low. So I like that.